What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race 6 for the 2025 Blacks Tire 200. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series has the Rockingham Speedway, a track that generally has a lot of tire wear and puts on generally some fantastic and great racing. The last time it ran at Rockingham Speedway, it was around 2013 was the last time the Truck Series ran here, and we saw Kyle Larson hold off a hard-charging Joey Logano to pick up his first win in the top 3 divisions of NASCAR. He will not be back this time around, as Kyle Larson will be taking the week off and not racing in the Truck Series or the Xfinity Series races at Rockingham Speedway. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before I go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for Friday is looking extremely good. It's going to be 80 degrees as a high with 60 degrees as a low with a 0% chance of rain with partly cloudy skies. Going to be some really nice weather headed out to Rockingham Speedway on this Easter weekend. The weather looks nice. Looking forward with the only off week for the Cup Series. Looking forward to the racing, and hopefully the weather will be really good for this weekend at Rockingham Speedway. Like I said, this is the first time we have raced at Rockingham in the Craftsman Truck Series since 2013, so it's awesome to see this track back on the schedule for the first time in over a decade in 12 years. So now, we're going to go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work on the channel. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who will not have a good run or been really struggling in the early portion of the season. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need a good run and think will have a good run this weekend or are really good at this type of track. And I do my winner's pick, the driver I think is going to win the race overall. And I do drivers you watch out for, and usually for the Craftsman Truck Series and Xfinity Series, I got 4 drivers you watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2025 Blacks Tire 200? My first suck pick for this weekend at Rockingham Speedway is a driver of the 5 truck for Tricon Garage, Tony Breidinger. Tony Breidinger has struggled in the early portion of 2025. She just has not had the pace and speed on a consistent week-by-week basis. She's only really had one run where she's had a chance to get a top 20. That was this past weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway, and she just crumbled at the end of the day. I don't expect much from this weekend, unfortunately. I think she's going to run around 20th to 25th. She just hasn't had the pace and speed in the majority of races in the 2025 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season. I think she's going to struggle and not run really well at a track that's really hard to pass as it is. My second suck pick for this weekend at Rockingham Speedway is a driver to 33 truck for the Raymond Brothers Racing, Frankie Muniz. Frankie Muniz, outside of a really good run at Daytona early in the season, has really been struggling in the Craftsman Truck Series. He caused an incident at Bristol Motor Speedway this past weekend where he unfortunately took out a bunch of really good contenders, including Ty Majeski, Stuart Friesen, and Brandon Jones. Frankie's also not one of the best trucks in the field, but there were some higher expectations from a lot of people in the industry going into this year for Frankie. I think, unfortunately, he's going to struggle quite a bit this weekend. I don't think he's going to have the best run. Sadly, I think Frankie Muniz is going to run in the back of the pack and not have a good run this weekend at Rockingham Speedway. And now we're going to go ahead and jump on to underdog picks for the 2025 Blacks Tire 200. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Rockingham Speedway is the driver of the 71 truck for Spire Motorsports, Roger Carruth. Roger Carruth has had an up and down run in 2025, but the last couple of races, Roger has been running a little bit better. He had a top 10 truck not too long ago at Homestead Miami Speedway. He ran really well at Martinsville before he got involved, I think, in an incident. And at Bristol Motor Speedway, he led the second most laps in the event and finished around 10th place at the end of the day. I think Roger, especially for how quick he was from what I remember at the test, I do think Roger's actually going to have a really strong performance. I think the speed is going to be there for the driver of the Spire Motorsports entry, and I could see him having an outside chance and opportunity to get his first win since Las Vegas in 2024. I think he's going to be really good this weekend at Rockingham. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Rockingham Speedway is the driver of the 44 truck for Nice Motorsports, Bailey Curry. Bailey Curry had a very impressive run this past weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. He absolutely had one of the fastest trucks in the field. He won a stage in the event. If not for a transmission engine issue, I think Bailey Curry could have had a chance and opportunity to beat guys like Chandler Smith and, of course, Corey Heim at the end of the day. He had the third best truck in the field at the end, and I think he's going to have a really good truck this week, and the pace and speed has been there for Bailey Curry early in the year. The Nice Motorsports trucks have been inconsistent at times, but I think that Bailey Curry will have a pretty solid run this weekend at Rockingham. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the 2025 Blacks Tire 200. Who am I picking to win? I go back to the test that took place at Rockingham in January, and there was one team that was very consistent, that was really, really fast, and they were the Fords in Front Row Motorsports. There's been one guy who's been really consistent, who's not picked up a victory from that organization, but I think he's going to win. I am picking a driver of the 34 truck for Front Row Motorsports, Lane Riggs, to pick up his first truck win of 2025 at Rockingham. Lane Riggs is really good at these types of tracks. He's really good at tracks like this. Milwaukee, another 1 mile track. He won there last year. You think about Bristol in the fall last year. Really good there. Won the race. I think he's going to get that first win. He's been really good all season long. Has not been able to get that win up to this point, but I think he's been due for a win. He's been the best competitor against Corey Heim early in the year. I think he gets it done. I'm going to go with Lane Riggs to pick up his first truck win of 2025 and his third career NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series victory. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Rockingham. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver you should watch out for this weekend at Rockingham is a driver with 11 truck for Tricon Garage, Corey Heim. Corey Heim has been the strongest driver in the truck series in 2025. He's got 2 wins, but realistically should probably have 4 or 5 wins up to this point of how fast he's been. This 11 team's been the dynamite team in the truck series. He's led a lot of laps. He's led in pretty much every single race this year. I think Corey Heim is going to have a really good chance and opportunity to get it done, and I think he'll be a factor to win. Doesn't matter type of track. He's always good regardless of the type of track. The second driver you should watch out for this weekend at Rockingham is a driver 07 truck for Spire Motorsports, Sammy Smith. So far, we've seen the All-Stars come into this truck and be pretty good. Kyle Larson, of course, won it at Homestead earlier this year in the truck, and Kyle Busch, who's a teammate to Sammy Smith in this equipment, he was able to win at Atlanta. I think Sammy Smith's going to be a factor. I know Sammy Smith's had an up and down start in the Xfinity Series this year, but I think he's going to have a really strong and really good truck. I think he'll be a factor to go to victory lane and pick up his first career truck series win at Rockingham Speedway. The third driver you should watch out for this weekend at Rockingham is a driver of the 98 truck for Thorsport Racing, Ty Majeski. Ty Majeski, once again, has been the fastest Thorsport driver early in the season. While Ben Rose had a little bit of a better average finish than him and has had a couple top 5s, I like Ty Majeski's chances. He's really good this season. He's looking to go back-to-back in championships. He hasn't won a race so far this year, but I think he's got a really strong chance and opportunity, and I think he'll be a big factor to get that win and victory this weekend at Rockingham Speedway. And the fourth final driver that I think you should watch out for this weekend at Rockingham is a driver of the 45 truck for Nice Motorsports, Caden Honeycutt. Caden Honeycutt has had a lot of speed in 2025. He had a top 5 finish, I believe, at Bristol this past week, and I think Caden Honeycutt's been generally very impressive in these trucks. He's been one of the fastest guys on the racetrack, had a really good truck, of course, at Martinsville, got in some controversy with Ty Majeski, and, of course, what happened there with Corey Heim, which cut his tire down. But I think that he is going to be very fast and really, really strong. I think he's going to be a major contender, and I think he's going to have a great chance and opportunity to get that first win of his Truck Series career this weekend at Rockingham Speedway. So, those are my race picks for the 2025 Blacks Tire 200 at Rockingham. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Tony Breidinger and Frankie Muniz. My underdog picks are Roger Krug, Bailey Curry. My winner's pick is Lane Riggs. And the ones to watch out for, Corey Heim, Sammy Smith, Ty Majeski, and Caden Honeycutt. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be at the race for the race 6 video for the 2025 Blacks Tire 200 at Rockingham. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. List description below that, and comment your picks below for the Truck Series race at Rockingham. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know the drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Rockingham. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to be doing a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple of days. We're also, of course, going to have the Xfinity Series race picks for Rockingham as well for the North Carolina Education Lottery 250. And then on Thursday, we are going to have probably schedule predictions for 2026 coming out. I've got some very bold predictions for that. Then on Friday, we should have a NASCAR news video dropping and reactions to the Truck Series race. And then on Saturday, we will have reactions to the Xfinity qualifying more than likely and reactions to the Xfinity Series race as well. And then on Sunday, we'll have most likely the 2026 NASCAR silly season predictions for Cup. And we've got some other great content dropping really soon on people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Cards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Connor Zilch, Junior Motorsports, Eric Omroll, Chandler Smith, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, the lawsuit between 2311 front row Michael Jordan, also Legacy Motor Club updates on that, also GMS, Dodge, Ford, Honda, you name it. We'll talk about all that on the channel in the coming days and weeks. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content, other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, buddy.